Garrett, why do you think you guys just couldn't get anything going offensively other than that one series?
They got a good team, good scheme over there. The boys were flying around early, especially making a lot of plays. And when you don't get rolling early, when you don't go down and do something the first drive, you got to find it. We didn't find it. So, we got to be better. That's the bar. We got a great opportunity this past week to match up with the team that, is at the top of the league, right? So we know where we got to get to, and we got to build upon what we did do well this game.
Was that scoring drive, did that feel like a taste of like what this offense can be when you guys are clicking, the 70-yard scoring drive?
I feel like when we're rolling, I know what that can look like. We weren't rolling throughout the game, but we found it in spurts there, and we got to find a way to bottle it up and take it to every drive. Maybe that's what it can look like. I feel like it can look 1,000 ways. A million ways to skin a cat, but it felt good at the time, and we got to get back to that.
Garrett, is this a little bit of a wake-up call? Except that isn't a championship level team. You guys believe you're the same thing, and I guess it kind of a refocus, recenter, wake-up sort of.
On me, right? You realize all of a sudden you're not there. We gotta go prepare, get better every week, every day, every rep. Truly, because we're not there yet. They whooped our ass today, and that's the reality of it. And we got to find a way to get better. The great teams will bounce back from this, and that's what we plan to do.
What was it like having Eric back in the huddle?
Man, it was awesome, man. It was great. See him out there to hear him in the huddle, just all of it. We're gonna get better. But as far as seeing him out there and him being healthy, staying healthy throughout the whole game, and it was a good feeling.
I'm sure a lot of fans are going to wonder if just playing in those joint workouts during the preseason was enough. You guys debuted against a team that was in the Super Bowl last year and then had the result like tonight. Did you feel like you guys got enough work to be prepared for opening night?
Yeah, most definitely, man. I ain't gonna fake it. Maybe a little too much is the reality of it. So those dudes got their win. They're some of their best players. You know what I'm saying? They ain't playing the preseason either. Mm-hmm. And they busted our ass, right? So it's not about that. We practice hard. We go about things the right way all throughout camp. We attack this camp, and truly a lot of the guys that's been in other places said this was the hardest camp they've been a part of.
I just meant as far as getting reps during the preseason games, though.
Yeah, I mean, we did it last year, and I truly think it's fake. It is what it is. It's a scrimmage. So those joint practices, we went about them the right way, and at the end of the day, we didn't play good this Monday.
Garrett, on that long drive, I think you had 3 third-down conversions, and then it seemed like the ball didn't come your way for a while. Were they doing something to take you away, or what was it that kind of led to that?
We got to stay on the field. We shooting ourselves in the foot. We got to find ways to keep the drives rolling, and all of a sudden these plays, that y'all see in glimpses will happen a little more often. We got to find ways to stack plays, stack drives, and I got to play better, personally. Yeah.
What would 49ers doing to kind of give you some problems tonight?
I just play harder than us tonight, honestly. I feel like we didn't do a good job of sustaining drives. Obviously, I take that personally on myself. I had a drop in the fumble, so I feel like I cost us 2 sustained drives there. We played a great defense that, did their job very well. I feel like part of it was us beating ourselves and not just being on our details, but, part of it, hats off to them. They did a great job.
Breece, when you said they played harder than you guys, I mean, is this a little bit of a wake-up call? You know what that team's accomplished, and what you guys are trying to.
Right. Yeah, I feel like, obviously I feel like we have all the talent and pieces that we need in place. It's just, obviously sometimes you need that type of game to see, like, what you need to do, where you need to be at, and the standard that you need to be at. So I feel like, we're going to learn from it and just get better from it. I ain't too worried about it tonight, 16 teams are 0-1, 16 teams are 1-0.
Why aren't you worried about it?
Just because we know that, this isn't our standard, and we know that's not how we need to be playing. So I know we're going to, I'll come back tomorrow, forget about it, watch the film, take the constructive criticism, and just get better from it.
What was it like being out there with Aaron, and what did you see? What did you see from him now you finally got to look at him in a game?
Yeah, I just know that you got to be real attentive to him. Me and him communicate every play in the backfield. I always verify with him as far as protections he wants and the routes I'm going to run out of the backfield. So, he just came up to me today. I told him I was sorry I didn't play as well as I could have, as up to my potential, and he just like, it's going to be a long season, bro. I'm not worried about it. You'll be fine. So. Like I said, I didn't play up to my potential today, so I feel like as a whole offense, we got to be better for our defense, and our defense wants to be better for us, so we'll be fine because we're going to get better as a whole.
This is obviously the first time you guys, as an offense with him there, have gotten to play this many plays. What do you think you'll benefit from getting back to look at it and kind of just go out over everything that you guys did tonight, being able to pour over the tape and just having that experience?
Yeah, I think it's just all a matter of watching the tape and seeing where we shot ourselves in the foot. I feel like we did do some good things today, but obviously we didn't sustain drives well enough, which they were doing, and that's why they were able to control the time of possession towards the end of the second quarter through the rest of the game. So I just feel like we got to continue to be on our details and sustain drives, and that's where I prided on myself. Aaron said he needed to play better, and everybody on our offense obviously thinks they needed to play better. But for me personally, like I said, I had a missed read or two, a drop and a fumble. So I feel like I put that on myself, which I'm going to come back and get better. I want my coaches to, really. I know they're going to coach me and give me the constructive criticism I need, so I can rebound and just be better for the next game.
What did you learn about Aaron in the huddle?
I already knew what I know. I already knew everything about him from him being around, just us going through camp. It wasn't anything different. He never gets too high or too low. He kind of stays the course. Obviously, it was frustrating because we weren't converting how we wanted to today. But, he's a real leader, a real captain, and, a great leader of a team. So I think we're going to be fine.
When you guys had that drive where you went up, 70 yards and scored pretty efficiently, did you feel like you guys were about to, start going on an upward trajectory? I know it didn't really happen after that. Did it feel like you were kind of building a little momentum there?
Yeah, I definitely did. Obviously we showed that we can move the ball when we want to. We're really high-powered offense, but we just didn't click how we should have today, and that's what cost us the L. Hats off to the 49ers. They did what they did well, so we just got to be better at the end of the day.